We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Welcome to Bry the Sports Guy, an autistic young man and his dad talk sports. Bry the Sports Guy stars Brian Mountan, a 19-year-old blessed with a unique memory for sports history and statistics. Brian will provide his personal takes on the hot sports topics of the day 3 days per week. Bry the Sports Guy is brought to you by Rankin Hinman Manufacturing, Jacksonville, Florida's premier machine shop. Now let me introduce you to the host of the show, Mike Mountan.
Let's go!
Welcome to episode 705 of Bry the Sports Guy, an autistic young man and his dad talk sports. It's Monday morning, the 15th of April, tax day.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I'm glad to hear it. So am I.
Wait, tax day?
Tax day. Taxes are due on April 15th. Never a good day.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? Mom and Dad, your brother got a little bit of money back. So let's see. What do we have? We have the Masters.
The Masters.
We have the final NBA standings. We have the interpreter who stole $16 million from
Shohei Ohtani.
We have UK hiring alum Mark Pope. And we have the Coyotes moving
to
Salt Lake
City, Utah from Phoenix, Arizona.
How about that? Okay. Interpreters, Ohtani's interpreter facing 37-page criminal complaint from the Department of Justice. He stole $16 million to feed a quote-unquote insatiable appetite for illegal sports gambling.
Yes.
He had access to the bank account, refused to give the agent access, and because none of the agents spoke Japanese, they didn't really know what was going on. What do you make of this?
I make of this that Shohei absolutely was a victim here.
Best possible outcome from Major League Baseball?
Best possible outcome. The worst possible outcome for Major League Baseball is that he's Pete Rose.
Right.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. He's the modern-day Pete Rose.
And it appears that he knew nothing about this.
Yeah, it appears he knew nothing about this and was apparently a victim.
Yep. So can you imagine $16 million? Shohei doesn't watch his money very closely.
Yeah, well, he's obviously, got the biggest contract ever in Major League Baseball.
But a lot of it deferred, right?
A lot of it deferred, but...
How much was he making with the Angels?
Oh, probably a lot.
Yeah, 30-some million a year or
something
like
like that.
Okay, so I think from a baseball standpoint, they're going to put that behind him. They'll put the interpreter...
This was the best possible scenario, in my opinion, for Major League Baseball.
Now, apparently, the interpreter claims that he never bet on baseball.
Yeah.
That's even better, I think, from the whole scenario.
Yeah. Well, honestly, though, as long as Ohtani himself didn't bet on Major League Baseball, then I think it's perfectly fine.
Yep. Yeah, he's just a victim.
Yeah, he's just a victim.
Poor money manager. Speaking of baseball, how are your Reds doing?
I have not checked, I don't think.
9-6.
Wow.
Tied with the Cubs for third in our NL Central matchup.
Yeah, the Pirates are playing shockingly well.
Pirates are tied with my Brewers. Pirates 11-5. My Brewers 10-4. Uncle Chris's Cubs 9-6.
I know the Yankees have the best record, at 12-4.
They do. I'm just focused on our NL Central family matchup. So I'm leading you by a little bit, but 4 of the 5 teams in the NL Central with records well above 500.
Well, to be fair, though, it is the real early days of Major League Baseball.
Very true. But is the NL Central going to be the most competitive division in baseball?
Maybe.
Sure looks like it.
And then maybe get hot in the postseason or something like that.
Yep. You never know. Just like the Diamondbacks last year. Okay. Hockey. We'll talk about Austin Matthews later this week. He's at 69 goals with 3 games left, a chance to enter. When's the last time somebody had 70 goals?
What was the last time somebody had 70 goals? Because I don't think Ovechkin ever got to 70 goals.
It's been a long time. I think it's been the 90s.
I think it's been the 90s, yeah.
We'll check that out. But one story is done. Coyotes are, in fact, moving
to Salt Lake City. I think this would be next year, right?
Correct.
Yeah, next year.
They're going to play in the Jazz Stadium.
Jazz Arena.
Same owner for the Jazz, Ryan Smith. I think he's a tech billionaire kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's going to own both teams. Surprised by this move?
No.
They were playing in the Mullet Arena, 5,000 people or something like that. So that wasn't tenable.
That wasn't tenable.
Salt Lake City, I read something the other day. fastest growing job market in Salt Lake City, in the U.S. is Salt Lake City. Number 2, Jacksonville, Florida, where we live. So pretty cool on that. UK makes it official. Mark Pope.
Mark Pope, yes, a former player for them. Was he on that team that lost to Christian Laettner?
He was on the 96 team that won the title.
Oh, 96 team that won the title.
Under Rick Pitino.
Under Rick Pitino, yeah.
Correct. Thoughts on that?
I'm not surprised. I honestly, the more I've heard, the more or less surprised I got.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people said no to that job.
Yeah, a lot of people said no. Scott Drew apparently said no.
Nate Oates?
Nate Oates said no. Obviously, Dan Hurley, of course, was going to say no.
Correct. His wife doesn't want to leave that northeastern area.
Yeah.
Billy Donovan?
Billy Donovan. Did they really even interview Billy Donovan?
Not sure.
I'm not sure either.
I think what happens is these guys sometimes through their agent will let them know if they're interested or not.
Yeah.
So good for Mark Pope, coach at BYU.
Yes.
Coming into Kentucky. All right. Last one before we get to the Masters. Bengals focus. T. Higgins. What's going on?
I personally think, he said he's going to play this year.
On the franchise
tag.
He wants a trade.
Well, he really wants a new contract.
Yep.
That's what he really wants.
Right.
But he doesn't really want a trade. He really wants a new contract. But he demanded a trade because there were no, and because they weren't, moving forward on a new contract.
Well, the issue is, it's all about the salary cap.
It's all about the salary cap. And they're going to have to pay Jamar Chase. So where are you going to have two, extremely highly paid receivers?
Hard to do when you've paid Burrow all that money.
Yeah, when you've paid Burrow all that money and you have other guys to pay too. So I think T. Higgins is probably going to be gone after this year.
I see.
I think for sure. I think he's going to be a free agent.
You think, will he be a good soldier in the locker room?
Oh, for sure. I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just he wants it. That's what he really wants is a new contract. He didn't really want a trade. He just asked for it because of the lack of negotiations on a new deal.
Right. Understand.
Yeah.
It's, that's the way the NFL is now.
Yeah.
Got a lot of disgruntled guys. Some guys get the bag, some guys don't.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately plays the same position as a super stud.
But yeah, well, he honestly is the number 2 and a super stud that really played at the same college as Burrow and all that. And
right.
Yeah.
Bengals are going to re-sign Jamar Chase.
They're not going to lose Jamar Chase.
Yep.
They're not going to lose Jamar Chase. Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
That I think is zero chance of happening.
Okay. All right. Next up, the 2024 Masters.
Yep.
After round 1, who was the leader?
Now, wasn't it Bryson?
Big hitting live player, captain of the Crushers team, Bryson DeChambeau shot a sterling 65, 7 under. Scotty Scheffler, -6. Max Homa, Nicolai Højgaard at -5. Cam Davis and former champion Danny Willett at -4. Ryan Fox, Matthew Pavon from France at -3. And early in round 2, it looked like the cut would be +2.
Yeah.
Where did the cut end up being?
+6.
+6. The wind kicked up in Augusta, and it was unbelievably hard.
Yeah.
Scheffler said that on Thursday and Sunday, on number 15, he hit a driver and then a 3-iron on Thursday onto the green and a 4-iron onto the green on Sunday.
Yeah.
On Friday, into the wind, he hit driver, 3-iron as a layup, and he had 90 yards left.
Yeah.
That course was playing so bloody hard, Brian. Yeah. After round 2, Max Homa, Scotty Scheffler, and Bryson tied for the lead at -6. Højgaard at -4. Colin Morikawa having played very well that day, and Cam Davis at -3.
Yeah.
Ludwig Aberg, only guy in the 60s on Friday at -2. Tiger Woods makes the cut.
He does.
How many times?
24 straight.
24th straight cut.
Yeah.
In the Masters. A record.
That is a record.
Okay. 2 old guys make the cut. Can you name them?
Tiger and Phil.
They are old guys who made the cut, but even older guys.
Fred Couples.
Nope. Jose Maria Olazabal
Jose Maria Olazabal
at age 58.
Yeah.
And Vijay Singh.
Vijay Singh, yeah.
It was like in his early 60s.
Mhm.
Both made the cut.
Mhm.
Okay. What was the most shocking scorecard on Friday?
Jordan Spieth, right?
Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas shoots an even par 72 in round one.
Yep.
Okay. In round two, through the 14th hole, he's even par.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's even par. In even par at that point in time was in the top, say, 12 or 15.
Yeah.
Number 15, he hits in the water, makes a double bogey.
Yeah.
Number 16, he hits his drive into the bunker, blasts out 3 putts.
Yep.
Another double bogey. He bogeys 17. He double bogeys 18. He misses the cut by 1, having been even par with 4 holes left.
That's crazy.
That's devastating,
Isn't
it?
That is.
God damn it. I mean, he's a major champion. That's just amazing. That course must have been playing so hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. Saturday, Scottie Scheffler takes the lead.
Yeah.
At -7. He shot 71 with a double bogey on 10, bogey on 11, but then he eagles 13, birdies 15, bogeys 17, and then birdies 18.
Yep.
Colin Morikawa birdies the first 3 holes and then even par throughout.
Yep.
So Scheffler at the lead, -7, Morikawa -6. Max Homa, first time to be this close in the hunt at a major, played very solid. He's good friends with our friend Tron Carter from No Laying Up, so really rooting for Max. Ludwig Aber, young stud from Sweden, Texas Tech, -4. Bryson -3. Xander, Cam Davis, and Nicolai Højgaard at -2. How were you thinking about the Masters after 3 rounds?
Well, probably Scottie Scheffler, right?
That was your expectation?
Yeah.
That was certainly my expectation. And yesterday, in the final round, it was super tight through number 10.
Yeah.
Max was tied for the lead at one point, etc. But on the back nine, Scotty birdies number 8, number 9, number 10, bogeys number 11, and then birdies 13, 14, and 16 to win by 4.
Yeah.
Scheffler at -11, Oberg at -7. 24-year-old stud Oberg finishes alone in second place. Max Homa, Tommy Fleetwood, and Colin Morikawa tie for third. Cam Smith, the Aussie who lives here in Ponte Vedra, and Bryson at -2, and Xander at -1.
But Scottie Scheffler dominated.
What was his average driving distance?
Probably like 330.
Not that long. 312.3 yards.
Yeah, that's very good.
He hit out of 72 greens in reg. How many greens in reg?
Probably 72. He probably hit 60.
It's a very good guess. 63.
Yep.
Plus elite chipping.
Yeah.
He's the 18th player to win multiple Masters.
Yeah, he is.
Goes for it on all the par 5s. And Brian, through the, so we're in mid-April. He's played in probably 6 or 7 golf tournaments at this point in time. 0 rounds over par.
Yeah. No, he's the best player in the world, probably, right?
I think
it has to be.
For sure at this point in time. Amazing. He has a new putting coach, Phil Kenyon, and he's got this mallet putter that he's working with.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it felt super tight. One guy, as an amateur, made the cut. Do you know who that is?
Who is it?
He's from Ohio State, Brian.
Forget his name.
His name is Neil Shipley.
Yeah, Neil Shipley.
And who did he get to play with in yesterday's final round? Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Being an amateur, making the cut, playing your last round with Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
I thought one of the best quotes of the week was from Max Homa. If I catch myself thinking, this is such a positive thing, Brian, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
If I catch myself thinking about what could go wrong, I let myself dream about what could go right.
Mm-hmm.
How about that for a way to eliminate some nerves? Let's see. Max, unfortunately, got a bad bounce into an unplayable lie on number 12.
Yes, he did.
Colin Morikawa admitted in this post rounder to getting quote unquote greedy on number 9 and number 11 that led to 2 double bogeys. Scheffler has won Arnold Palmer, the Players, and the Masters this year in the last 35 days.
Yep.
Who had his last broadcast?
Vern Lundquist, yeah.
Vern Lundquist, after 40 years covering the Masters,
Mm-hmm.
the last thing he said is, "It's been my honor."
Mhm.
Fantastic SEC broadcaster. What are the 2 most famous Vern Lundquist calls?
Well, the Tiger, I think, when he chipped it in 2005.
Remember that when the ball was
Yeah.
sitting on
Yeah.
the edge of
Yeah.
the cup
Yeah.
and then rolled in? He
And
said
then obviously
something.
Jack Nicklaus said when he made that putt.
1986.
Yeah, 1986.
That's
yeah.
a long time ago, Brian. He said, "Well, do you remember what
That
the
was when
call-"
Jack won his last major.
That's correct. Yes, sir, was
Mhm.
the call from Vern back in the day. And we have a good personal friend who's been on the grounds in the last few days.
Yeah, Mr. Ed Witt.
Mr. Ed Witt Jr. was in attendance. We're hoping to get him on the pod sometime soon to talk about his experience.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the Masters. Congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. Farewell to the great Vern Lundquist.
Yeah.
NBA final standings. Over to you.
So Boston is the 1 seed overall in the entire league, actually.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, the Knicks are the 2 seed. Milwaukee's the 3, Cleveland's the 4, Orlando's the 5, Indiana's the 6. Philly and Miami will play each other in the 7-8 matchup. And then obviously the 9-10 is irrelevant, the Bulls against the Hawks. But the winner of that will play the loser of the Miami Sixers. But Miami and the Sixers will both make it in. So
You're pretty confident on
yeah,
that.
very, very.
Who do you think wins the Sixers-Miami match?
I think Philly does.
That's on Wednesday.
That's on Wednesday, yeah.
Philly has won 8 games in a row, Brian.
Yeah, they have. The Philly would play the Knicks in the first round and Miami would play Boston.
So you have Miami losing to the Sixers, but then beating the winner of Bulls.
Oh,
Hawks.
yeah. Yeah.
Hawks are coming in having lost 6 straight.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So I
see.
think it's going to be Bulls are going to beat the Hawks and then lose to the Heat.
Yeah, for sure.
That is the East.
Yeah.
Okay. So what matchups do we know?
What matchups do we know in the East and West? Or
Start in the East.
so it's Milwaukee versus Indiana and Orlando versus Cleveland.
Okay. Milwaukee, Indiana. Who do you like and why?
Oh, Milwaukee.
Really?
Yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Pacers have had their number.
Pacers have, but I like Milwaukee for sure in that series.
Are you assuming Giannis is back?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do
And
you
then,
know something? What are you hearing about
No,
the...
I bet Giannis will come back probably.
Yes, he's a warrior.
Yeah.
And then what about the 4-5? Cavs, Magic.
I like the Cavs. I think that'll be a heck of a series, but I think the Cavs. I like the Cavs.
Tell me why.
Just a little more experience.
Okay, Spider
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell's been in the playoffs, or I don't know if any of those guys on Orlando have even been in a playoff game.
Right.
Yeah.
Best player on the Magic is who? Banchero?
Paulo. Yeah, Paulo. Yeah.
Second best player, Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
Okay. And the best players for the Cavs, Mitchell and
I would say Mobley or Garland.
Mobley or Garland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the Cavs. I think
Kevin
that
Love's still loitering on the Cavs?
No, he's on Miami.
That's right. He's on Miami.
Yeah, I like Cleveland. I think I'll probably take Cleveland in 7.
Okay. So you have the Bucks moving on. You have the Cavs
moving
on.
Yes.
Who wins the Celtics Heat match?
I like Boston in 7.
Okay. Boston in 7. And who wins the Knicks Sixers?
I'll go with Philly.
Philly from the 7 seed.
Yes.
Love that. Okay. They're very hot. Joel is back.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That'll disappoint the big New York crowds, but not surprised. Okay. Tell me about what's going on in the West.
So in the West, Oklahoma City's the 1 seed, Denver's the 2, Minnesota's the 3, Clippers are the 4, Dallas is the 5, Phoenix is the 6, New Orleans is the 7, Lakers 8, Sacramento 9, and Golden State 10.
Okay. So play-in. The first play-in games are on Tuesday. Pelicans, Lakers. Who do you like?
I like the Lakers for sure.
You like the Lakers?
Yeah.
Kings, Warriors.
I like Golden State just because of experience.
Okay. All right. So Lakers get the 7 seed, and then the Warriors play the Pelicans.
I like the Warriors in that.
Warriors in that. Warriors are actually 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. Okay, so you would have the Warriors as the 8th seed?
Yes, I do. I
All
would.
right. So set up the first round matchups for me.
I would pick the Warriors against Oklahoma City, actually.
The Warriors against the 57-25 Thunder.
Yes, I would, just because of experience.
They've won 5 in a row,
Yeah.
but their average age is
23.9.
20. They have one of the youngest rosters. So
I think they're second youngest, right, in the NBA? I think
probably next to Houston. I think
so,
Houston's very young. Warriors, an 8 seed beating a 1 seed.
Yes, I do it. I would.
Yeah?
Just because of experience.
It happened last year in the East. Believe me, I know it. Okay, and then Nuggets would play who?
The Lakers.
And who would you like in that?
I would pick Denver, but I have to be. I would pick Denver. I would pick Denver probably
in 6.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Because I would pick the Lakers honestly to beat Oklahoma City for sure. But
yeah,
but the fact that they would have to play Denver,
right? Denver's your
Denver's
favorite
really
to win it all.
Yes, they are.
Okay, T-Wolves Suns.
I probably would go Phoenix, honestly.
Tell me why.
Just because of experience, and I feel like they're just more mature than Minnesota is.
Very different teams.
Very
Minnesota,
different teams.
Very good on defense.
Yeah, they are.
Suns can score.
Yes.
And then Clippers, Mavs.
I'm going Mavs for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going Mavs.
What's their record? They've lost 2, but they were really hot.
Their last 2 games that they didn't play. They played their G League team their last 2 games.
Why did they do that?
I think they wanted Denver to not get the 1 seed.
Really?
In the last game when they played Oklahoma City, because they were playing Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
In their final game.
The Mavs were.
Yeah, the Mavs were. And I think they wanted, they played their G League team.
Yep.
I think they did that because I think they didn't want Denver to be the 1 seed.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me why they don't want
because
Denver.
they want to play them in the conference finals.
I see. They want to push that back as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So you have Denver coming out of the West, and who's coming out of the East?
Probably Boston.
I would think so. 64-18.
And then Denver beating Boston.
Denver beating Boston in how many?
Probably 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think Denver's really good.
Interesting. The Denver Nuggets repeat. Do they have the best player in basketball?
Yes, they do.
All right. Interesting. Let's see, Brian. Bucks, it's all about Giannis, I think.
Yeah.
T-Wolves, ownership questions, doesn't seem to be affecting them on the court.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise this season, Brian? First from the East, then from the West.
Biggest surprise. I don't think there really has been that much of a surprise, really.
Bucks have been disappointing.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks.
Yeah, they have been. Even though they're still, 49-33, which is horrible.
Some of it is injury based.
Yeah.
What about in the West? Isn't the Thunder winning the West?
The Thunder being good is not surprising. It's how good they've been as the surprise.
Right.
Yeah. Them being 57-24 is a big surprise.
Yeah. 57-25. Unbelievable.
25, yeah.
Winning the West.
Yeah.
With
the Thunder,
young roster.
Even though they have the same record as Denver, they just own the tiebreaker over Denver. But
Right. Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be fun.
It
starts tomorrow. Is that right? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday,
starts tomorrow.
Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, Warriors, and then Wednesday, the Eastern play-in games.
Yes.
All right, cool. Congratulations to Scotty Scheffler. We'll be back on Thursday with a look at, I think this is the last week of the NHL season. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Austin Matthews on his tour or on his quest for 70 games, I should
70
say.
goals.
70 goals. That should be.
Quest for 70, even though the record is 92. But
that just shows the greatness of Gretzky, doesn't it?
Yeah, by the way, also, he had another season where he scored 87. But
did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Interesting. That was back in the 80s.
Yeah, it was back in the 80s, yeah.
He was a man amongst boys, no doubt about that.
He was.
All right, Dynamite. Thanks very much for listening, and we will talk to you on Thursday.
All right, bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Brian and Mike will be back in a couple of days with the next edition of Bry the Sports Guy, an autistic young man and his dad talk sports. Bry the Sports Guy can be found on Apple, Spotify, Himalaya, or wherever you access your podcasts. Thanks so much for listening.